And let's now get the latest from the McCain campaign point of view. Ben Port joins us now in Washington. And Ben, first of all, good evening to you, and thanks for your time.
Hey, David. You bet.
Ben, you've heard the Obama campaign account of where the race is via our reporter Jonathan Alter. What's the McCain viewpoint tonight?
Well, we've seen tremendous energy in the last couple days in the closing days of the campaign, and with the polls closing that show that momentum is on our side. We feel good about our position in Pennsylvania. We feel great about our position in Ohio and Florida. And if you put those three states in our column on Election Day, I think that you're going to see a McCain presidency. We know that we're a few points behind, and we know that we got to continue to rally the troops, but we're certainly confident with the way this race has closed.
As far as Sarah Palin is concerned, I know that being a real American has been important to Governor Palin, so I want to play for you a soundbite of her talking on WMAL radio yesterday with Chris Plant about one of the bedrocks of the American way, the First Amendment. Listen.
If they convince enough voters that that is negative campaigning for me to call Barack Obama out on his associations, then I don't know what the future of our country would be in terms of First Amendment rights and our ability to ask questions without fear of attacks by the mainstream media.
Ben, as you know, the founders created the First Amendment precisely so that the media could attack verbally candidates, politicians, and anyone in power. How come Sarah Palin doesn't understand that?
I don't think that. I think that you're wrong in kind of the premise of your question. I think if you look at the pattern from the Obama-Biden campaign, we've seen them now kick off two reporters from their plane who endorsed John McCain and who might lean a little bit to the right.
They've made it clear, Ben, that that was for a space issue. But again, Sarah Palin said, I don't know what the future of our country would be in terms of First Amendment rights and our ability to ask questions without fear of it. Is the viewpoint of the McCain campaign that the First Amendment exists to protect politicians from the media? Is that what Sarah Palin was hinting at?
Of course not. I think that your assertion is a little ridiculous. You know, look, I think that there's a lot of parsing of words. I think that Sarah Palin is perfectly understanding what the First Amendment is. There's no question there. But when it comes to freedom of press,
I think... Then why did she say what she did?
Wait a second, David. I think it's important. The pattern that we've seen from the Obama campaign has not always looked at the freedom of the press in the way that other campaigns have. And I think that it's important to point that out. They have a pattern not only of kicking people off their bus.
That is a very fair point, but Ben, that's a very fair point. But again, there's a difference between freedom of speech and there's no such freedom to be on a campaign bus. There's no inherent right in our Constitution that I know of for anybody to be on a campaign bus.
Well, I think it's amazing that every time somebody asks Barack Obama or Joe Biden a tough question that they get caught up in, that they seem to find ways to either ban them from a plane, to dismiss their media questions down in Orlando, or when it comes to, you know, Joe the plumber, they find their Democrat allies to hack into their personal life. So I think that there's an alarming pattern.
Fox News has asked some questions a lot of people have said have been over the line. Fox News Radio, the Wall Street Journal, they haven't been banned from the bus. It's only a couple of news organizations that haven't traveled regularly with the campaign. But again, why was Sarah Palin suggesting in this radio interview, and it appeared, we looked at the entire thing to make sure we got it in context, why was she suggesting and why was she stating that the First Amendment is designed to protect her as opposed to protecting the media from politicians? Why didn't she get that right?
I don't think that that's what she meant at all. She completely understands the First Amendment. I'll be honest, I haven't heard the entire radio interview, but she understands the First Amendment.
We can play it again for you if you like. Do you want us to play it again for you?
David, I think that she understands the First Amendment. I think that we're trying to have this gotcha game. I think that she understands perfectly the First Amendment.
Well, let's move on.